Hey everyone, Brian here from Vintage Classic Specialist. Happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. So, not a super busy shop in the day, at least not for me. I had a whole bunch of errands and stuff, which I know is exactly what you guys don't want to hear about. But yeah, I had a bunch of errands I had to run this morning. So I didn't really start doing any work to speak of till like 11 or so, which is super late for me because usually I start actually doing work by 7:38 or so. Anyway, and then I had Jacob go ahead and come in a bit late today too because I knew I wasn't going to be around much this morning. So yeah, between the two of us, him and I, didn't get a heck of a lot done. But anyway, why don't we go ahead and see what happened. So this is, of course, the 36 horse, and I know I keep pointing this out, but numbers matching that goes with this beautiful 56 Beetle here. And so Jacob had spent a lot of time preparing this motor to look better for pretty much. And so, yeah, if you look back through when this car came in maybe a week or so ago, a week and a half ago, whenever that was, 2 weeks ago, I don't even know, it all runs together. But yeah, this engine was really ugly. Like, it looked like somebody had painted it, and of course it was greasy and stuff like that. But the motor runs great according to the owner, and I drove it a little bit. It does seem like it runs well. So we're doing basically a cosmetic restoration on the motor. And so Jacob spent quite a bit of time scrubbing this case, getting it looking pretty much spotless like you see here. And then today, finally, he applied some matte clear coat to it. And what that does is that keeps it from oxidizing. Raw magnesium, of course, oxidizes and gets this, kind of like white, powdery looking oxidation on it and gets dull and ugly. So anyway, I went ahead and applied some matte clear coat to it. So now it should pretty much stay looking like that. Other than, it's possible it'll have some oil on it and stuff once it's run. But anyway, should stay looking nice. So that was one thing that he did. Another thing, just small things, he had cleaned up and painted the body for the generator before. And so today he also painted the two end caps for it, so it's pretty much ready to go back together. And then I had Rene go ahead and shoot some paint on the cover for the voltage regulator, which I painted yesterday, but I didn't do a great job. I'm actually like a pretty decent painter with spray paint, but I don't know, for some reason on that one I didn't do a great job. So I had our pro Rene spray. It looks better. Anyway, and then the other thing Jacob did is work on some of the other bits and pieces for this motor. So one of which is the intake manifold. So we checked his intake manifolds that came on the motor, and not too surprisingly, because this is usually the case, the heat risers were clogged. And I know that somebody's going to say, oh, you can unclog them and this and that. We have never had any luck. And yes, we've tried all the methods on YouTube and everything. Usually if they're clogged, they're not going to come unclogged. I'm sure there's people out there that have done it, but I think they probably got phenomenally lucky. Anyway, but we do have, luckily, a stash of 36 horse manifolds that are actually clear, the heat riser tube there. And so, yeah, we went ahead and pulled one of ours out of our stash, and then had Jacob go ahead and clean it up a little bit and file or sand the various mounting surfaces on it flat. So he did that. He took the doghouse oil cooler and adapter, cleaned those up, flushed out the cooler just in case there was any dirt or grime or whatever in it. Pretty much just like keep running gas through them until the gas comes out, more or less clear, is pretty much when you know that they're clean. And I think there was a few other little things that he did, but that was kind of, he was only here for a couple hours today. So anyway, that was pretty much what he did. I this morning sorted through a batch of zinc plating for this, which mostly Jacob had prepared everything for the motor. And also took a batch of zinc plating for this guy, the tennis ball. And the zinc plating for the motor for this one, of course, will be that kind of gold colored zinc, which later cars used. And the stuff for this one, of course, will be the clear zinc, which is kind of like almost ends up looking like a matte chrome, so to speak. But anyway, so yeah, I spent some time this morning taking care of that and dropping by my zinc platers that I use. And then I am planning on tomorrow, get on my stool so I can roll back here. Tomorrow I'm going to do this engine compartment. So today I spent some time working on this engine compartment. So it had very crusty engine to body seals, which are of course the one that run around here and then the one that runs over there. They were pretty much non-existent. They were still in the groove, but as far as the flaps that come out that are supposed to seal against the motor, they were just gone. So there was not really much sealing going on there to speak of. So got those out, and then the channels, of course, as usual, were pretty beat up and stuff. So I spent some time going and straightening those. The time that you spend straightening these channels out will more than pay for itself when you go to put the new seals in, because if those aren't appropriately opened up and have dents and stuff like that, and you will struggle to put in the engine to body seals. So I spent some time going around essentially doing hammer and dolly work and stuff on those channels to get them to where the seals will go in nicely. And then I kind of degreased a lot of the engine compartment, degreased the bell housing here on the transmission, which was pretty much also black, kind of like the motor was, just years of gunk and stuff built up. The other thing about this car is that I mentioned before is that it had a terrible shudder when you would go in reverse. And I was kind of suspecting that it was the motor mounts, but I did put a jack under the transmission at some point and kind of push up on it. I didn't really see a lot of movement. So I don't know that it necessarily has a failed transmission mount. It's possible, but since we have the motor out already and these mounts look like they're pretty old, I'm going to go ahead and replace the cradle mounts and the nose cone mount, just because this is the time to do it when the motor's out, obviously. So those mounts are coming tomorrow. I'll replace those, and then again the engine to body seals are coming, so I'll install that. And then I'm also getting the firewall mat, which of course covers the firewall here and then the sides. So yeah, hopefully on tomorrow's video, when you guys see this will be a beautiful engine compartment that will look ready to receive a beautiful motor, which is what we're working on. One other small thing and that I mentioned before is the wire for the license plate light was this super ugly kind of bright yellow wire like this. Looks like probably a auto parts store. I think AutoZone sells this kind of shade of yellow wire. But anyway, yeah, so there was this bright yellow wire running, along the underside of the deck lid and then up to the license plate light. And then it also had this blue, auto parts store splice on it, because they were running a wire then to this, which lights up when you turn on the lights. Which is super cool. But yeah, so that was wired in by splicing with one of these, and then there was this ugly yellow wire. I could not leave that. So went into our stash and dug out some correctly colored wire. So the wire for the license plate light should be gray with a red stripe, and lo and behold, there it is out of my stash. So yeah, I will run this to there once I go to put the firewall sound mat in, and it'll look all amazing and correct. And then as far as splitting it off to go to that little safety thing, used a proper looking screw terminal to basically like splice. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a black wire there which goes to the little safety thing, and then the gray one which continues to the license plate light. So very appropriate looking here, and then of course the gray one will go down here and then into the firewall mat. So yeah, you guys know we love those little details. There is no way I could live with that yellow wire on this thing or any other color wire. So it's gonna have the right color wire now. I know it seems like a fairly insignificant and maybe ridiculous detail, but we just love those kind of details, and those kind of things drive us crazy if they're wrong. So we're probably a bit OCD, but you know, that's how we roll around here. Try to make things right. So that was pretty much my sort of short day as far as getting things done around here, because again, I spent most of the morning running errands. However, I do have a team beyond me and Jacob. Rafa, of course, was off today being a Thursday. He works Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But you guys, look at that. Boom. So Santiago, of course, was in and finished the rear door panels, rear interior panels. And I could not be happier with how those look. Look at that. Got the trim for them today. Came in from Wolfsburg West, and then we had previously bought the correct off-white smooth piping for them. So of course these early cars get piping around the interior panels like that. So here, let's look at this one a little closer. Yeah, and of course this side has the ashtray, but yeah, there you go, guys. So really happy with how the interior on this car is coming together. I cannot wait to see this car with the full interior in it. We do have the new floor mats, which are right here, the new tunnel mat, all that stuff. So yeah, pretty much this is going to be 100% new interior in this car, and I am super stoked to see it, because I think this is one of the best combinations in Beetles, is the red and the kind of dark tan combination here. So really excited. And then of course, while we're at it, we're gonna repaint his shift lever there the correct color, and his e-brake lever, put a new boot on that, and also fix the color and paint on the column, which is too bright. It's supposed to be more of a like a tan, a little bit more like closer to that color, even a little darker than that. But yeah, some wrong colors here we're gonna fix, and you know, in addition to being wrong colors, they're just wore out from the years. So even if those were the right colors, we'd still paint them because they're just kind of crummy looking, and the rest of this interior is gonna look amazing. Oh, the other thing he finished today was the carpet up here. So Wolfsburg West to the rescue. They do sell these aluminum bezels here that go on the carpet. So Santiago installed those in, finished these front carpet pieces, sewed this rubber mat to its piece, got the little grommet on there where the reserve lever comes through. So all those killer little details done. So yeah, carpet on here is done. Now it's a matter of finishing the door panels and then the seats. And I think he's already working on at least the back seat. So should have the interior done on this thing probably like next week sometime. Okay, guys, I think that is it for today. So thank you everyone so much for watching our little channel here. Appreciate all the comments, likes, and so on. And I will see you all again tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.